Starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Well, it's Wednesday night, and we're having some technical difficulties. I got Wyatt here, who is my supporting cast, and Professor P is somewhere in the house. I don't know where. I haven't quite figured out how to get him into the studio yet. We had to change the streaming. Well, let me see. Let me play with this stuff here a bit and see what I can find. All right, Wyatt, you're going to have to get prettier. All right, but I can't quite figure out how to get. We had to change to EV Mux for a streaming application since StreamYard decided to change their entire program literally the day I logged in last week to create the live, and so massive White Russian I'm sporting. I don't know what you're talking about there, but anyway, so if anybody has any familiarity with EV Mux instead of StreamYard, please let me know how to get Professor P in the house. He's been sending me private chats the whole time, and no, I cannot see him. He's like trapped in limbo.
He's trapped in an alternate reality.
So hopefully we'll figure this out. We're going to have some streaming difficulties here. I'll remove that from the scene. I've already invited Professor P. He's literally waiting in the waiting room, and I have no plan or idea on how to get him in here. Yes, Danny Boyd says, sounds too much like Elon Musk. It could be Elon destroying my birthday live stream. So, Dust Double Garage says he's not at the bottom. Correct, he is not at the bottom, even though I've sent him a link, and he's literally in the waiting room. We've both logged out multiple times, and I have no clue how to get him on the program, and I don't know if it's something from his end or not. So hopefully we can figure this out. But the show must go on, as they say. This is Hollywood, right? Okay,
No,
it's not Hollywood. What are you talking about?
We're not inside Hollywood. We're not inside California.
Ah, okay. Well, that's good. Don't tell them where we're at.
Of course I won't. That's weird.
We're in Connecticut. Okay. All right. So just the show as the show is going on, LP94, Lars was the first one in here Wednesday. Last Wednesday, we did not have a show, and that was primarily this is the reason. StreamYard decided to hit me with essentially a $400 package I had to buy just so we can continue on with the Wednesday night streaming services, right? You know, the program. I'm like, $400 would take, I could buy literally 1 year's worth of StreamYard with the amount of money that I've brought in from the very first day I've ever done this. So we had to go to a different platform. So I'm having some learning. I guess my learning curve is pretty steep at the moment. Bobby Frizzell says, woohoo, happy it's Wednesday. Let's see. We missed you, or do we sleep through it? Still ready? No, you haven't missed anything yet. We're getting ready to go at that time. Let's see. If there's somebody in here that has any familiarity with this program, that would be fantastic. So Let's see.
Hmm.
And Dust Devil's going to check his to see if there's any way that it actually works. So, for some of you that like to run streams, this is something or lives that you're going to run into. StreamYard is no longer friendly. They want money, and so I pulled up on based on recommendation from Mr. Wilburn, who's the executive producer and all that, whatever you want to call it. He's our wrench for this channel. He recommended I do some YouTube video, or like I pull up some YouTube videos to see what other people have went to, and they all have recommended this EV Mux, but for some reason it is not allowing somebody to come in. So I'll tell you what I can do. I can see. I can invite guests. Let's see. Not that way. Okay. Copy. And we'll just post it in here. See if we can get somebody in on this live. I don't, I don't know what the dead face thing is here. All I do is copy the link for the thing. So, yeah, StreamYard did pull a photo bucket. They want cash, and then it's a shakedown now, and it's not just like a couple bucks. It's quite a bit.
400.
So let's see here. I don't know. Let's see. I guess we have no one in here that's going to have any experience with this, so I don't know necessarily what I should be doing. Let's see. Fab Brace Mod Repeat says, hello from Northeast Dragway. Buick Smith says, I picked up a small journal 327 and 283 crank the other day and a 4-bolt main 350 block. Got some ideas. Oh, you're going to make a DZ302 for yourself, it sounds like. Let's see. Old McDonald has a car. Says, hi, Dallas. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. So Danny Boyd says, I can think of 400 other ways to spend money. I agree. And in the situation that I'm in right now, what a terrible possibility of having to spend 400 something dollars just so I could do a live for y'all. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's kind of a shakedown. And, I can think of just like you said, 400 other ways to spend the money. Right now, I think my priority one is like food, but that's where I'm at the moment. I have no idea how long this live is going to go because I can't seem to get my guests in here for some reason. Let's see. We click some buttons. Let's just start clicking stuff. Let's see. Okay, studio mode. Oh, live preview. Got it. So let's see. Oh, I'm looking right at the live, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's if I want to edit live while we're doing this. I don't. I'm literally just going to work off this show. Let's see. First Responder Garage says working on the billet 2JC stretch the rods. Well, that sounds like way outside of my area of expertise. I have no idea what is happening with the billet or with 2JZ. That to me is Greek. All right. Yeah. Have a great night, everyone. If we lose the stream, I don't have no idea if we're going to lose the stream. I'm literally just pressing buttons here.
Yeah, time to turn on his tinkering mode.
All right. Ryan is here from Dust Devil Garage. Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can, but your camera is like on the side of your head.
Yeah, I just set this up real quick trying to help you out. Okay. Why is Professor P not down there right where I was?
I don't know. Did you just follow the link I put in the chat?
Yeah, that's all I did.
Okay, I sent him that same link via email, and all he did was click on it. And he's specifically in some kind of waiting room. He can private chat me, but I can't see him anywhere. And if I try to click on him, he says, this sucks. And if I try to click on him, it says he's push to talk is unavailable because guest is offline.
That doesn't make any sense because he's
Have
messaging.
him try the did he try the link from the stream?
Probably not. Hey, Shane. Oh, well, I'll just type it to him.
Oh, he's gonna go through his garage.
Let's see. Brian, your garage is awfully big.
It's pretty empty right now. Is the problem?
Oh, is that because you put all the duster parts in the duster?
No, it's because I've got my other shop the same size as this one as storage over on the other side.
Oh, sweet. Oh, all right. So we got somebody else here. Let's see. We got this. Oh man, look at this guy, the one-eyed cat.
Oh, better put on your sunglasses because not that I'm bright or anything, but the glare.
But yeah, Dallas follows the link. He should be able to just pop in just like this.
It appears that the link that I posted in the chat seems to work.
Yeah, I figured I'd click on it just to that way it's this EVMAT.
Have you ever used this, FMux? Have either of you guys used this?
Well, I tested it out. I haven't used it yet because I've been doing lives, but I'm going to be using it.
Well, I do like this one. It's actually a little bit more robust than StreamYard. It does have a more robust watermark up here in the right-hand corner as well. But,
definitely trying to get your attention up there.
I went ahead and paid the $20 a month to get rid of it.
Let's see. Oh, you're talking about on StreamYard?
Well, on here. I've had it for a while.
EVMux.
I can't handle the watermarks.
I'm not in a position to be paying money to do this.
Understood.
Let's see here. All right.
I'd be willing to pitch, but that's a big number still.
Well, it was. I want to say for a year was $435 for that.
Oh yeah, StreamYard doubled on me. StreamYard doubled on me. That's why I found this.
Oh, I don't pay it. I was using the free service, and now I've exceeded my hours of streaming, so they kicked me to the curb. So I had to come up with something else. And with Professor P living on the opposite side of the state, it's impossible for him to do it just like live locally.
Yeah.
So. Let's see here. Let me let's see. I'm gonna remove this.
Oh, the chat's on the left on my screen.
Yes, and it's on the right on StreamYard. So maybe we'll figure this out. Let's see.
It screws me up. I'm set in my ways. We'll figure it out though.
Let's see. Danny Boy's saying that echo is mid. So maybe we have some echo.
Oh, there might be.
I know.
It's the audio is very pronounced. I had to turn my speaker down because it's.
Oh, really?
Okay. Maybe it's just me because I got it on the radio up here. It's abnormally loud for what I'm used to, so I had to. I cut my laptop down to 57% on the audio because it's blowing me up over here.
All right. Well,
I know if the echo's any better.
I'm limited to 3 people on this thing, I think. So
I'll step out. That's not a problem. I was just giving you a beta test.
All right. Well, piece of cake. I'm glad it's working, and it's not. I think it's probably something on Professor P's end.
All
so
right.
I appreciate it, Don.
Is he getting any weather right now?
Yeah, he's getting hammered.
I watch the radar. It's like, we got a little bit earlier, but nothing like what's going on elsewhere.
We're getting right now. It looks like we have the possibility of 10 to 14 inches within the next 2 days.
Oh no!
Snow,
water, rain.
Wow, that's torrential.
Oh yeah.
That's all right. Best of luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to kick me out too, that's cool. I just wanted to try to help you guys out.
Oh well, no, I appreciate it. Let me. I'll go ahead and get rid of Don here, and then maybe
all right.
You'll stop
real quick. Brian got me a little going on that Street Freak with the tires sticking out. So I've got almost a tread. So I'm.
Is that what you're doing with the Valiant?
Yeah, I had those aluminum slots. I was going to put drag radials on, but 14-inch drag radials are pretty salty.
Oh,
And
okay.
Ronnie put on some Cooper Cobras, so I got raised white, and it's like,
And
oh man, Sam,
outside the wheel wells.
I got plenty up and down, so I ain't worried about wheel wells.
Okay.
But hey,
All right.
it's aluminum slots. Who can argue?
Okay. Well, I'll see you at No Name Nationals then.
Oh, that's the plan.
I'll have to check
That's
it
the
out.
plan. All right.
All right. Thanks for
Take
stopping
care.
by, bud.
Bye.
Yeah, man.
All right, Brian. Are we making any headway here? I guess. Let's see. Old McDonald has a car. Says we had about 2 or 3 inches of snow earlier today, and now rain has made it a heavy slush that will freeze tonight. So,
Oh no.
man, winter storm warnings all over, huh?
Yep. Warning.
You gonna go scoop his driveway?
Yeah,
You
sure.
can make a couple $100 doing that.
Yeah, I like doing that.
I bet you wouldn't like doing that after you did it one time.
I would.
All right,
I,
let's
I,
see what
I
Professor
like
P is
power
saying.
washing. What do you mean?
He's saying it.
You really
I can
don't
hear you just
matter
fine.
for
It's
me.
not working for me. So the link is not working for you? Okay, he says no. That sucks. All right, this whole thing is.
Did he sign up? I mean, yeah, I guess he did. He's in here.
What?
Oh, maybe he has to sign up, huh?
No,
What
yeah, he
extravaganza
wouldn't be able to
going
be in here if he didn't.
What's that, Brian?
Oh, I'm sorry. I turned away from my. I said he wouldn't be able to be in here if he didn't sign up.
Maybe that's the
I see
problem.
him in private chat. I see him in private chat too.
Yeah, he's in private, but he says he can't get in here.
Has he set up his camera and everything?
As far as I
In
can
the
tell, I
settings?
mean, I'm not there.
Yeah, I know. I'm not, well, okay. If he can hear us, then can
He sent me
Professor
a
P.
picture of his screen. It looks just like ours here. And I'm like, is there something that you have to select? Is there a button that you got to push that says enter this studio?
Where's my phone? There should, if he can see exactly what we see, there's something wrong with his camera's not working or something.
Let's see. All
I'm
right.
gonna do
So
my
if you guys
phone
are
right
just
quick.
entering the live stream here, we are. I had to change over to EV Mux as a streaming. Hey, can you relax for a second? As a assisted, I guess, live streaming service, so that you can have multiple people in different places. And because StreamYard pretty much shook me down for a big pile of money I didn't have, so we moved over to EV Mux, which is going to be this is going to be a steep learning curve for tonight. So I have no idea how well this is going to go, and we look like absolute buffoons. But I mean, there was no way to even do this. I thought I was going to be able to wait a week, and it was going to be a whole new month, and my streaming service requirements were going to start all over for StreamYard. No, so I decided to drop that today and move on over to this. Let's see. 38 Racing says maybe we'll answer some tech questions here. For drag racing, front sway bar on or off, burnouts, does it matter? Thoughts on the GM Govlock diff for racing? Okay, first things first, front sway bar. You don't need it at all. It's absolutely extra weight. It really does. It just stiffens up the suspension in the front, allowing the car not to weight transfer as easy. Burnouts, it will not matter at all with the front or rear, with the front sway bar on. Thoughts on the GM Govlock diff for racing? If you're talking, the only Govlock I'm familiar with is the ones that were used on like 14 bolt, and I've heard they are inherently weak. I don't know from experience is the big one. But also, I've never heard of anybody using one for drag racing at all because, like I said, it's 14 bolt. There you go. And Bobby Frizzell says the same thing. Here you are. I took the front sway bar off mine. It kills weight transfer. That's exactly what happens. Is it slows down the front suspension and the lower control arms from coming up at an angle, limiting the weight transfer of the car in time. Let's see. Danny Boyd says he had the sway bars off his old 82 Mustang GT and it drove fine. I do know on my T-Bird when I took the front sway bar off, it got way looser, way more loose in the front. Let's see here. Okay. Dallas, who's your helper there, and what does he drive? This is Wyatt. This is my son Wyatt. I only get to spend like a certain amount of time with him a year, and so I got spring break this year. So he's in here with me on the live. He comes every now and then. If you watched Mr. Rodder's neighborhood videos, he is the shop foreman. So he keeps us, square. And then eventually, I'm going to record him like 300 different takes, saying, "We're going to lose the shop. Oh no, we're going to lose the shop. Oh no, the shop, it's lost." And that way, we can throw those video segments in there and whatever video. Let's see. Buick Smith says, Dallas, what year size engine are you using the valves and beehives from for that 300 build? Okay. I believe that you're referring to the heads that were on my Superstock Buick 350. And because it has the only one I have with beehive valve springs. It's I guess Brian dropped out. Okay. It is it's a set of 1974 Buick 350 heads. So they have the bigger exhaust valve, which is the 155. The valves have been changed over to 11/32 valves, and it's a Chevrolet 194 valve cut down to 192, and then and they're stainless steel back cut valves, and then I think they're I don't know who makes them actually, and then the exhaust valve is a 155 exhaust valve, and that's the most you can get in the thing, pretty much. And then that's for the heads are 74 Buick 350 heads. The ones with the water crossovers on the bottom, I've had them plugged. I had it drilled and plugged. Let's see. 38 Racing says GM apparently used a gov lock in smaller diffs. My RPO code indicates gov lock. Okay, I don't know what rear end you're referring to. I have no clue. So I would say the gov locks I've heard are inherently weak. Lot Burns says, I hope you got the info links I sent you regarding real estate. No. Why, it's the pit boss? Are you the pit boss?
Possibly, maybe. Maybe isn't a word.
Hello from Team Nivlac 57. Well, that is Mr. Andrew Nelson, and you guys are going to like this. I'll give you an update for the EZ302. And since Professor P isn't here, I mean, that's the latest news I got here, is that literally we are working on... I had posed the question when I did the last video, what you guys wanted to see. And a majority of my viewers, there was a lot of people left comments. There was like 300 something comments on it. And a lot of them were like, yeah, you need to change the carburetor and the intake manifold and zing that sucker to the moon. What are you doing? You doing your own show over here? So here's what's going on. Professor P has got Edelbrock is going to throw us a camshaft and an intake manifold. Andy Wood has provided us some free dyno time at his buddy's place by using some of Andy's time. And we're going to run it again. And this time we're going to compare some intake manifolds. And we're going to feed this sucker some coals, like serious coals. So I'm expecting to see 420, 430 horsepower out of this engine to see what it'll really do. But you know what that means. It's going to be way up there in the revs in everybody's happy place. Danny Boyd says, let's see. I want to see the dyno test, and I want to see it go into a smaller car. Smaller car would be great. I would absolutely. I was trying to talk myself into scoring. There was a 76 Vega fastback car. It was already V8 swapped on Marketplace. By the time I got the engine dynoed, the car had already sold. So with the small cam that we have and the high or the it's a non-high rise dual plane intake manifold. I virtually got a stock GM replacement intake manifold on the thing, and it made pretty decent power. 358 horse is nothing to sneeze at, but I'm thinking with a good intake manifold. And you got to remember why I did that was I wanted it to be all GM parts so I could compare it to the DZ302 and have an apples to apples comparison. If I didn't do that, people were going to cry saying that it was not easily compared because the intake manifold wasn't the same or the camshaft was bigger or whatever. So that's what I was thinking. Let's see. Clayton's Toolbox says the Govlock is not great for racing. They need some wheel spin on one wheel to engage then lock. Easy to break axles. I've seen an axle break on ice with one. Okay, well that is everything you need to know. So I'm assuming what that thing is some type of ratcheting traction unit. And it sounds like one of them has to slip before the ratchet collapses or ratchet shifts into the other position. Andrew likes the idea that we're going to throw some camshaft and intake manifold at it. And if I can get enough stuff worked out, we're going to do multiple intake manifolds and multiple carburetors if we can. The Quadrajet's going to go by the wayside because everyone seemed to hate that. And I really wanted to make it work just because it's the one that everybody seems to hate. Just because it is finicky and difficult to get to work. But really my biggest problem was I didn't have a 72 jet. And I tried everything I could. I threw the kitchen sink at it where I got metering rods and jets out the wazoo, but I had put the 72 jets are in the Suburban. So, yay. Let's see. Bobby Frizzell wants me to put that EZ302 in a 70s 300Z car. That would kick me straight out of Triple Crown contention there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. 38 Racing says, well, crap, I was hoping the Burnout would get it locked up before the launch. Well, you can always Lincoln locker that sucker. Andrew Nelson says, Gov locks are good for winter driving dailies, nothing else. There you go. That's the answer for that one. Let's see. Vintage Adventure Drive says, I finally made it. I had forgot about the live and was working on my Triple Crown car. Well, hey, good on you. We're having some technical difficulties trying to get Professor P in the comments here. Or, well, not in the comments, but we're trying to get him on the live, and it doesn't seem to be working at all. Let's see. Will Deke pass a welded rear end? Deke's not going to take the cover off. So last year, I think Sean, what's his name that had the little Z car? I think he had a welded diff or a mini spool or something. And I don't think we even, I think it was like, hey, what's this car going to run? And he was like 7 something. And we're like, don't even mention it, right? It's not going to break. So let's see. Dizzy Izzy says, good evening, Dallas and Pit Boss Wyatt. Hey, 302 be great for an S10. It would be great for an S10. Let's see. Buick Smith says, if Shane is watching, the time certs you recommended work great. They are awesome. Bobby Frizzell says, Shane, if you're in here, go all the way out and start over and click the link. Let's see. Buick Smith. All right. Dallas, how is your S10 coming along? Is it your daily? Oh, yeah. It's been my daily since like June of last year. I have my S10. I would put the EZ302 in it, but the biggest downfall of my S10 is that it is a rusted pile of crap from the Northeast. And when I changed the transmission out, I put my hand through the frame, just taking the crossmember loose. And then when I had to change the gas tank because it had rusted out, when I took the gas tank loose from the frame fell off. So this is not the truck for the EZ302, I do not believe. Let's see. Andrew Nelson's are the rule changes in Triple Crown. Not that I know of. I mean, I know that you were asking about gassers and stuff like that. I would pose this thing. You know, there's been a lot of questions regarding this. Not necessarily your questions that you had in Triple Crown, but the questions that were posed were like, all right, well, show up. We'll ask everybody else that's in competition, see if they'll let you run. I don't see there would be a problem if you showed up with the Studebaker with your 302 in it. I don't. As long as it's weight to cubic inch, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Now, if it seems to be the hammer that everybody's sweating, well, then we'll probably have to relook at it. But since there isn't anything on the line here, I don't see why you can't just show up. Okay. Oh, well, thanks, Scott. Yeah, Heavens Mopars, it says, happy birthday, Douse. Thanks. Yes, today is my 49th birthday, and I had my boy. We went to a hibachi lunch today. Wasn't it good?
Yes, it was.
Did you like the chocolate cheesecake? Okay. What would you give that one a recommendation of? Would you say like an 8 out of 10?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, huh? Well, that must mean it's pretty tasty. So, yes, it is my birthday. I'm an old man. Fab Race Mod Repeats says Lincoln Locker not to be confused with the similar Miller Lock. They're both pretty good in this situation. If he's got a Gov Lock and that's all it's got, you could Lincoln or Miller Lock that thing in a matter of a few minutes, I believe. Vintage Adventure Drive says I did my first burnout with the manual today. I didn't break the 8 1/4 rear end. I got the drive shaft in and drove it on Friday. Sweet. Well, that's good. Sure. Old McDonald says, should we ask Wyatt some tech questions to see what you have to teach him yet? Oh, I pretty much have everything to teach him. I hardly ever get to see him. So let's see. Yeah, I'm an old man. I told you I'm an old man. I'm a bicentennial old man. Oh, let's see here. Scott is 53 years young. Yeah. Hey, it's Lars lingering in the background here. Well, thanks, Lars. Oh man, well we got caught up. Hopefully, Professor P can get in here somehow just by following the link. For some reason, this doesn't seem to be working for him at all, and I do not know why. It's got to be something that maybe he's doing wrong.
Oh dang.
Bobby Frizzell says burnouts won't break anything. Dead hooking will break it though. Yeah, that's right. If you're gonna have the 8 1/4 rear end in it at No Name Nationals, and you're gonna put slicks on it, do it on the first pass. I mean, like, because she's probably gonna go by the wayside quick, especially with a clutch car. Clutch cars hammer that rear end. Let's see. All right, so Andrew and Dizzy are talking about Calvin's Trailblazer. If you have not seen it, they did a 4200 Trailblazer. Like, you know, no surprise there because that's where the 4200s generally come from. But they, Calvin really busted his butt and made something really cool. That's an absolute murderous sleeper. They use an 8 HP transmission from a Dodge, and this thing's pretty gooch. Seems pretty fast. Oh, wow. Vintage Adventure drives. Don't sweat the bicentennial thing. I'm a Y2K baby myself. Man, did that make me feel old, man. Geez. Oh, and so is Levi. Dylan Levi is a 2000s baby. Man, golly. You know what? I was already in the Navy and stationed in Japan. Old McDonald said it could be worse. He's 64 years old. So
Cool.
oh man. Okay. Bobby Frizzell said if you're going to race a stick car, invest in a slipper clutch. It will save the rest of the drivetrain. It will make the hit a lot softer. That it will. But it'll also zing the RPMs pretty quick. I do like how the slipper clutches work, though. You can see them. If you've ever, you can pick them out of the pits in the staging lanes when they call stick classes to the track. They literally pull up in the staging lanes, and when they slowly move forward, they'll shimmy and shake as they're trying to move forward because the clutch is slipping so bad. Okay. Dead Pedal Motors. Hello, everyone. Long time no talk. Sorry, life's been trying to break me between all the things on the up and up now. Well, that's good to hear, man. I'm sorry you had such a rough time. I was there myself. Professor P and I had a really tough go at it over the past couple of years. Let's see here. Is Professor P still in here? I think he's done for the evening, trying to get on here. I don't know. It looks that way. I may be winging it myself here tonight. So if you got any tech questions, hopefully I can answer them. I won't be able to answer your cam questions as good as Professor P, but that's what we're looking at is throwing a bigger camshaft in the EZ302, leave the compression the same. I got to pull the valve springs off to put something a little bit more robust than the LT4 style valve spring. And I'm going to change the rocker studs from Chinesium. I finally got the ones I originally ordered through Chris Cox, who's Fab Race Mod Repeat on here. He runs Speed Oasis LLC, which is a speed shop out of Norfolk, Virginia area. So I ordered a set of Melling cheater studs, which are you remove the pressed-in studs on the heads, you tap the head, and they have no shoulder on these studs. So you pretty much just run them in, put some red Loctite on them, and send them to the moon. Unfortunately, by the time those came in after I got the engine already completed, there was like a 6-month back order on them. So Indecisive Garage says, hello, everyone. Hope the weather is better tomorrow. I'm heading to CRT to get my transmission stuff in it this weekend. And I'm 65, by the way, although I'm racing the Rock next weekend. Well, that sounds like a good time already. Wish I was already racing this year. Let's see here. Dallas, when did you and Shane leave for the Tail of the Dragon? I want to say that's in October. I don't know what the dates are off the top of my head, but I'm sure I live not far from where this whole thing starts. So we'll probably leave maybe the morning of or maybe the night before. Oh, man. You're making me yawn, Wyatt. Levi's Backyard Performance says, I wish stick shift racing wasn't so expensive. I'd love to do it, but you can't build a stick for the same amount as a Turbo 400, and the Turbo 400 will, let's see, hold more power cheaper. That's correct. And since my beloved Superstock class that I was originally building my 63 Buick for has jumped the shark, and now everyone can run pretty much a Lenco in a Superstock class. It's made it completely unaffordable. So I'm going to put a Turbo 400 in the car just to get the thing going. And it's the same drive shaft, same cross member, all that. So that way I can swap the T10 4-speed in it after I get all the parts I need. Because golly, you're right. The shifter is like $1,200 now. Let's see. The clutch I got's, I don't know, it was like $1,000, and I still haven't had the gears and everything gone through, and then made it where it's face plated and they used to call them a dog box, I think is what they called them, or a crash box. Okay. Vintage adventure drives. I got the 400, but there's a 727 behind it. I need to build a rear for the Scamp though. Okay. Dead Pedal Motor says working on a built 351 Windsor in, well, it didn't say Windsor. I guess I should correct myself. Built 351 in 94 Cobra Mustang. He thought it was the roller rockers, but look at me. It's the header bolts backing out and the spark plugs. Very narrow gap, making some chatter. Easy peasy. Okay. Okay. So Bobby Frizzell says October 12th through the 19th is the Six Smokies. So Shane and I will probably be leaving on the 11th. Oh, are the Nelsons going? Looks like the Nelsons might be going to Six Smokies. Well, okay, so Professor P and I are going to be in it, and Uncle Tony's Garage playing Z Dart, and Shane, he's going to have the meanest Slant 6 in the parking lot. We're going to try to do it in Plan Z, and then Bobby Frizzell is going to be doing it, as far as I know, in his Galaxy. Oh, yeah, he says right here he's going to be doing his Six Smokies, Ain Street, and Yeet. So,
Yeet.
So yeah, we're starting pretty much from here at my house, and then we're going to the Tail of the Dragon. So it should be a lot of fun. Let's see. Okay, so they're taking the stewed gas from probably Calvin's Trailblazer. That would be cool. Okay. All right. Okay, well, this is getting pretty slow this evening because I can't get Professor P in here. I don't know what's going on. Well, Professor P is, I guess he was registered or voluntold by Edelbrock that he's going. I'm not sure which one. He just said, Dallas, you and I are going on Six Smokies and we're taking Plan Z. I'm going to use a piece of aluminum foil to fix the hole in the floor of Plan Z Dart. And then we're going to put in like a 250 horsepower Slant 6 and maybe 300 horse. So we're going to see what we can do. It's got a suck-through turbo, a draw-through turbo set up on it off of a 301 Pontiac. Let's see. All right. But we're 43 minutes into this, and I just don't see it working out well tonight because I can't do this all by myself, and Wyatt is getting bored already. So, and with Professor P not being able to make it, I'm sorry, but I am going to have to cut this short because it's just there's very little interaction just for myself up here. And Wyatt, of course. He's got all kinds of interaction.
Like, how short are you going to cut it?
How short am I going to cut it? I'm going to cut it pretty short, I think.
That sucks.
Yeah, well, Dead Pedal Motors, no problem. We should have it sorted out by next week, I hope.
Kiddo in bath.
Yeah, he's got to do that. Get the kiddo in the bath. I was glad when Wyatt started washing his own butt. But let's see. Buick Smith says, why will there be a Nerf war later?
Hold up, give me a moment.
I'm thinking that might be yes. You may have sparked some interest in him. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bail on you guys. It's just I'm trying to wing this myself. I can't get Professor P in here for some reason. And I got my kid here this week, all the way through the weekend. So we do have it is a growing pains thing with this EV Mux deal. Let's see. 38 Racing says, spend some quality time with Wyatt. I'd love to. Switch pitch yawns for the...
open up.
Oh, well, there you go. There's your answer. Switch pitch yawns for the win. I didn't even say it tonight. We were just trying to get this thing going, see how it was going to work. I thought I had it kind of figured out, but it seems like I don't. So maybe we'll make it work by next week. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. If we can figure out how to, make the EV Mux work, I think we're going to make it even better than it was when we were on StreamYard. So, hey, appreciate y'all, and we will see you next week.